Hello guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Mary, and if you have, as I said, welcome back. As you can see from the title, today's video is going to be about note-taking. I figured I would do this near kind of the start of the semester so that, you know, you can get into a good system right away and actually use these tips instead of me bringing them around, you know, November when you're already taking the majority of your notes. So let's just get into the tips. First tip is going to seem so obvious, but it is by far the most important tip that I can give you. And it is to find something that works for you, because you are the one that needs to learn this information and get it into your head and get it to stick. So finding a system that works for you is definitely going to help you do that. And that means it can be analog or digital or a combination. It can be decorated, it can be minimalist, it can be, you know, all done in a pen they found on the floor. It can be whatever. Whatever works for you, whatever helps you learn it. And that also goes for, you know, the format. Do you want to go Cornell method, mind maps, outline method, whatever. Try a lot of different things, figure out what works for you, and then stick to it. No reason to be influenced by what it seems like everyone else is doing if you found what works for you. The second tip is to focus on filtering your information, because you don't want to just be reiterating the same information over and over again. You want to look critically at it and figure out what is actually the most important thing, what should I be writing down, what should I be focusing on, and that is really quite important to retain the most important information and not just, you know, some random fact. However, I've seen a lot going around about when you should filter the information, that you should always do this in class, you know, don't write down everything the professor says. But in some cases, I think it's better to just let that all go and focus on actually filtering the information at some stage when you have time. And this goes very smoothly into tip number 3. Tip number 3 for me would be to gather all your information from your different sources and put them into one, because it's such a bother when exam time comes around and you have to look through 8 different documents to find information on one topic. So what I like to do is that I like to take my notes by hand in lectures and then type them up when I get home, and when I do that I also combine them with any notes from pre-reading, from PowerPoint slides, anything like that, so I have it all in one document. And this is a great time to filter your information while you're doing this and pick up the most important thing from each kind of source of information and see that it all lines up and just put it together. And I found that this is also a great way for me to revise the information shortly after I first hear about it, so that, you know, first I do the pre-reading, get the information in, then I go to the lecture and get the information in, and then when I type up my notes it all comes together and you've already done some revision early in the semester before you actually have to revise for your tests, which is brilliant. So the last tip, tip number 4, is all about keeping track of where you are in your process. For those of you who know me, you know I'm a bit obsessed with planning things out so I don't have to keep them in my head and get all stressed about them. Now in university, I think it's really important for me, at least, to write down kind of what lectures I've taken notes from, what readings I've done, which notes I've typed up and combined with reading notes, etc. Because if I don't do that, I'll suddenly get to the exam period and be like, where is lecture 3? Where have those notes gone? Because then, you know, if that happens the day before the exam, I wouldn't get a wink of sleep. So I definitely think it's important to find some sort of system. If you just cross it off on your calendar, the days you've taken notes from or whatever, just find some sort of system that works for you. You will actually get to see mine in next week's video, which is going to be my semester setup, where I will show you kind of how I plan on keeping track of everything. For my specific note-taking and how I type my notes and stuff, I'll leave a link to Mariana's video that I developed my system from. I have a template that I can link down below based on her system, and for my lecture notes, you know, I just scribble it down, like no care goes into it. And that's it really, that's all there is to this video. If you have any more questions about note-taking or anything, just leave them down below and I'll have a look at them and answer them as best as I can. If you have anything you want to see, anything you want tips or advice on or anything like that, just leave it down below and I might as well do a video on it. If you want to see more videos from me, all the vlogs I have coming up, and also my semester setup video, which is coming up next week, definitely hit the subscribe button to be notified when those go up so you don't forget. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd very much like it if you would give it a thumbs up, just so I know, because I like to see kind of what videos you guys enjoy. So with that being said, I hope you have a really good day and that you get a great start to the new school year, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye bye!